Yo, hello, I am back today for some more Osu here. It's May, that's pretty crazy, it's May already. Time sure does fly, huh? Gonna be going on vacation pretty soon here, so that's kinda cool. Gabriel. Got ranked pretty recently. I did play this when I got ranked. I do remember that. Gonna restart that. Also, I forgot the P counter does not work on laser. That's alright though. Okay, well, that's probably foreseeable, but probably not with good enough act for me to, like, care and do it, but a pretty decent map. It is solid. Alright, let's see. 737? That's not it. Crazy. Alright, sorry. Anyway, do we have anything new? Not much. That's alright. And you were waiting, huh? You were waiting. That's really crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Zaria would have waited at least 5 minutes. You're not nearly nonchalant enough. You joined the VC way too quick. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I see. That's unlucky. Oh, nice. Good stuff. Yeah, I feel that. When do you jump? I don't know. I can look after I'm finished OSOing. Hmm? I have not checked the love maps in a while. Yeah, that's why I don't check it very often. It's too many button clicks for me to check daily. They're pretty crazy. What? New watercolor got ranked. New watercolor. Like a way lower star than the other one. You know, I had to look into an issue earlier today. Some dude who frankly shouldn't even be using the system that he's using, but we have like an old version of a system that we use now, right? He shouldn't be on the old version anyway, but that's not really relevant. Anyway, so, well, we have a lot of really old stuff in our system, which includes some automated processes and stuff, right? And so, for whatever reason, we have a process that it just checks this database table, and it checks if this one column is a 1 or a 0, and if it's a 0, it tries to generate a PDF. And this generates some like billing info basically, and it sends it to someone. Anyway, on the first day of this month at like noon-ish, one of those columns got inserted, and so it was trying to generate some like 3,000 row PDF, and for whatever reason there was an issue with that, and so it would like try to generate this PDF, and for some godforsaken reason the failout time was 10 minutes, and there's no fallback at all. So we've just had like this pretty bulky process which is already like unoptimized and has no failout. It's just been running every 2 minutes the entire month, which was causing some issue with this other dude's thing, but freaking ran in process from like 2011. Like, I'm surprised it hasn't had any issues before, bro. Anyway, I just thought it was pretty stupid. Can you believe that? It's a miracle that like nothing has happened there before. And I would be surprised if a 3,000 row PDF is the biggest one it attempted to generate, so I don't know how it hasn't failed out before, or why this specific one failed, or why there was no fallback at all. But yeah, you know, making it stop try to generate a massive PDF every 2 minutes and having that process for another like 10 fix the other dude's issue. And that was probably slowing the frick out of our system anyway. I guarantee someone else had an issue related to that, because earlier this month someone else messaged me with like an issue that I figured was probably unrelated, but I just moved some other like file generation into memory instead of running it to like a document on the server, which I don't know, shouldn't have even been written anyway because it didn't need stored. But I wouldn't be surprised if that earlier issue was also just because our system was a little slower. We have so much like prehistoric stuff in our system though, and it's all just unoptimized, and so much of it just doesn't have fallbacks. It do be like that. Also, I guess that means we have literally just, like, no one checking our logs at all, because the entire log for this month was just a spam of that process airing out every 2 minutes. So I don't know if we have anyone who's supposed to check our logs. Clearly no one is. A little silly, but whatever. Yeah, go to rings for the next 20 hours straight. Can you even play workshop maps on Epic now that Baka's mod is cooked? Yeah, instead of rings, what if you just like, you went into free play with unlimited boost, and you just like went in the air, and you just held down your arrow permanently, and then just like flew at around the same height from like crossbar to crossbar, and just like didn't touch the ground or walls or anything, and just try to keep it, you know, straight and the same height and consistent. That'll probably teach you arrow and boost management a little decently. Maybe. I don't know. At least feathering your boosts so you stay at the same height. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. I mean, realistically, you probably don't need to. Well, you should learn to air roll well, but you don't necessarily need to do a continuous air roll. I find it easier to control my car while I'm air rolling, but because, you know, I've air rolled a lot. And I can tell you when I was starting out, I definitely could not control my car better air rollings, and I would just not advise learning how to do a basic aerial with constant air roll, probably. Should learn how to aerial straight before you get all spinny with it, probably. I almost exclusively use universal air roll. Universal and directional both have their I don't know, I mean, you can use universal or directional, they both have their pros and cons, but I just kind of learned on universal, and I prefer universal. But I mean, a lot of freestylers just use directional. I don't know. I couldn't really tell you what's better. I mean, a lot of... It's kind of personal preference, to be honest. Usually, a lot of people... A lot of people who use directional are like much better with one direction than the other. I mean, even with universal, yeah, some things you do need directional for, which is what I have arrow right bound for. I don't use arrow left ever, but I have arrow right bound because like some flips and, you know, half flips and stuff, you can't do with universal. I really like using universal because I find that it makes a lot of small touches and especially like recoveries a lot easier, but definitely makes some mechanics a lot harder. So I don't know, trade-offs, I guess. Something to note, I guess, I don't know if this would help you understand it a little better, but when you use universal arrow, your inputs, for like car control, I guess, while you're in the air, are basically just straight forward or straight backward. And then you also get the pitching from whichever arrow direction you're holding your stick in, and depending on how far you hold your stick, it'll, like, you know, change the power of that arrow, but your movement with the stick is only forward and backward. So that's kinda, I don't know, it makes me find it a little easier to control, but it also means that you technically have less inputs than using directional. Which is like why you can't tornado spin with universal. And like why you can't half flip. So, I don't know, universal is probably a little easier to learn, at least in my opinion, but it definitely does limit some of your mechanics later on. Like, my air dribbles are still a little bad because I can't tornado spin, and I don't want to learn arrow right. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I mean, like, if you look at most, like, high-level players, they will air roll, but if you look at, like, you know, the best bots that are out there, they do not air roll at all, so there's probably a reason for that. For humans at a high level, they usually find it easier to control with air roll, but bots don't need to worry about how easy it is to control, and it is just more efficient to not air roll. So, like, you know. I would say if you first just work on, like, only arrowing for, like, you know, lining yourself up with a ball and not worry about constantly spinning, probably a better idea than trying to learn from an arrow off the rip, you know. In rare scenarios, I will use arrow right to finish some adjustments, but in general, if I can use universal, I'm probably using universal. You kind of need directional arrow to Moxie Flick, and I can't Moxie Flick, so my flicks suck. It's probably because I only use universal. So I probably should, like, learn how to flick well with directional, but I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Well, I FC'd the first half of this map, and I missed. What? Oh yeah, that was like none. Hey. That doesn't happen that much. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though, isn't it? Look at that. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I think Fee was talking the other day about he got a pass on laser on this map. I've seen the first half of it. Unstable. It's a fluke. Fluke. What? I said a fluke. This map? What do you have against Lionheart? Why? What did Lionheart ever do to you? You don't like Serenity? A new map. That's unlucky. I'm gonna be so cooked when I come back from vacation. I have 15 days worth of new maps to play. Why would I not play every single new ranked map? That sounds so silly. I'll only skip the ones that are like 2-star, okay? Don't worry. Do you think so? Why would I ever do that? I would do that anyway. Yeah, how long do you think Emmerich gonna have to play Geometry Dash to get overtaken? Do you think Emmerich can get number 1 in Geometry Dash before Milan can get number 1 in Osu? You think the double PK is gonna get him there? You think he can do it before the rework happens? Yeah, you think it's RNG and not based on like if there's a mapper out there who wants to get it ranked? You're that much of a hater. That's kind of insane level of hating. Why not? What if it's a good stream map? Hear me out. What if not every stream map is a Lionheart? What do you mean, nah? You're basically Lionheart. So you're saying that Baby Doll is a better map than Lionheart? That's what I heard. I don't know. So you'd rather play a Heart Attack? Oh, so you'd rather play American Girls? Oh, so you'd rather play a Ratio? Frick you and your Christmas laws. But the new Christmas slop, right? Huh? Have you ever heard of Stable? Are you saying that they should add note lock back in a laser? So you're telling me the Crimson, whatever the freaking map that just got ranked, isn't a good map? So you're telling me Flight of the Bumblebee isn't peak? Let's see. What about the Glaive Astrid map? What about this? Yeah. Well, that was pure aim, right? That better than Lionheart? Yeah, there was one where you like, it was like up instead of continuing going in a circle. Okay. Hear me out. Are you telling me that circle is not peak mapping? Oh, what about this peak? Really? Yeah, that's a really good 10-star pass, right? That deserves to be a 10-star and ranked. That deserves to be ranked, right? That's a good map. Are you telling me that's better than Lionheart? It's not. No, this is a pretty good map. I think it's like really hard though, if I remember. Bro, like We Heart Yuri? Yeah. A lot of hypes. Hell yeah. Yeah. Is the other one graveyarded or ranked? I don't even remember. No, this one's graveyarded. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was graveyarded. There's definitely not another one. I would have it. I'm certain I would have it. There's definitely not a ranked We Heart Yuri. I would know. I'll play it when it gets ranked. Okay, well, it's too late to send it to me today. I'll have to play it tomorrow. Yeah, frick you. No, it's too late. It's too bad. I can't do it anymore. No, I can't. I can't. I'll play it tomorrow. I'm playing this one right now. Oh, that's unlucky. Oh, look at that. It's been an hour. Oh, that's unlucky. Alright, that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see ya.